Good morning to day 13. We're actually an hour later. We have been here for an hour, so I'll just check in very quickly. It's a Saturday morning. We've got Ryan, the excavator driver, and we've got Ronald, the labourer in. We've got two piles of marl, one over the back, one here. And today what we've got to do is literally fill that large hole at the back with the last stone and sand, and then start marling and compacting. We've done I think it's like radio wave impact test on here today, and it's absolutely brilliant. We need 95%, but we're getting 100 to 105. We have had one little patch that we've had to dig up and relay, but other than that, this is pretty solid now. So the first thing we've got to do is put more sand and stone into that hole, level that out. Unfortunately, we've had machinery problems again today. This has had a fanny fart and fallen over, so we're now trying to find another one. You need one of these to do the outsides. So we've got a steamroller to do the main, but obviously you need the small one to go up around the sides, etc. Everything has to be absolutely compact. So again, more bloody machinery problems. So anyway, if we can get one out, we found one, so hopefully they can get that delivered today. So the main thing is to get sand and stone in there, get that compacted. Once that's done, bring the level, because obviously the level, as you can see, is, in fact, let me spin it around. The level in here is obviously far lower. So this is what the actual hole looks like after coming in the morning. Slightly damp, which is to be expected. So we're now going to put about another half a foot on top of that, compact that. That gets us away from the water, and then it's then marl to bring us to the same sort of level here, and then we can run that round in with a steamroller using the small compactor to do the edges. And we need to bring it at some stage up to rock level. So as you can see, we're probably about a foot and a half from ground to the rock level we need. Where this line is here, which is where the swimming pool is technically going straight that way, that's going to be rock level this way. That is going to be the same level as the main house floor. So yeah, we've got a line going through here which has got to land up being the same level here, and that's got to be lower where Randall and those guys are standing. So we've got about another 5 or 6 loads of marl being delivered today. Then obviously we are filling these holes. The plan is, if we can, to try and get hole 1, 2 and 3 all level by the close of play today, but I'm not too sure if that's going to happen. But hey, that's what goals are all about. We still obviously have things like this to fill as well. Even though the rock is, we've got to go rock level, we still got to get it in here and do that with those as well. So any holes we have obviously got to be filled and taken up to level as well. We've got Ryan today, who literally drives everything. He drives the bobcat, he drives the steamroller, he drives the excavator. So I'm going to get him to carry on moving the rocks today as well to get that done. And then it's looking like next week at some stage, as long as the engineer comes back with the technical drawings for the rebar that's needed for the floor. Rebar being steel cables that are wired together into box shapes that go into the floor, and then you pour concrete over, and that makes the whole concrete slab solid. You need an engineer to scope that out, and here being Barbados, being massively high with salt, you've got to time that right. You can't have steel hanging around for any longer than half a day before you put it into concrete, otherwise it starts the rusting process, and the rusting process lands up continuing whilst it's in the cement, and then you find yourself a year, 2 years down the line, the rust actually makes the concrete explode and crack. So we're potentially going to get that manufactured off site, and then as soon as the cement guys are here ready to go, which I think we're using Cemex, the rebar gets delivered at the same time, gets lowered in, and we pour. So that's the aim. It's trying to do everything in a different country with different rules and different issues, which is sometimes the challenge, but that's the exciting part of it, I find. Learning journey, personal growth, love it. So I just wish that their machinery and their general material supply was just a little bit more reliable, because then you wouldn't have so much downtime. But anyway, I reckon the day will be pretty good, even though there's only 3 of us. And hopefully we should clock off around about sort of 3 o'clock if we can. So I'll update as you go. Okay, so we're filling, now making a ramp so we've now put another couple of layers in here. Still don't have a compactor. Still trying to track that down. They're making a little ramp there, look for the roller to try and get in and roll it manually for now. So we do have one, we tracked one down in Bridgetown, but they're going to try and come and repair this one first. So hopefully it shouldn't hold us up too much, but crossed, we'll get that finished off today, and then we can start getting the marling and the wetting and compacting. With the pressure going down, you can see the water now trying to come up. So we need to put in more because we're getting quite a bit of movement. So there's one, probably put a good 2 or 3 in, I would have thought, maybe a little bit more. Try and raise it by at least, yeah, probably try and raise it by about 3 or 4 inches right across. Bear in mind, you also got to think about rainy season, so. Another layer in, so let's see how it gets it affected with the steam roller this time. You can feel it very soft under the feet, but really got to dry out. Spading in the sun. Best conditions to be doing it. Now, whilst there's a bit of a gap in between rolling, I'm actually getting my man Ryan to do a bit of gardening. So he's pulling out all of the shrubs and that lot that are on the beach. We've laid some more rocks to try and, again, create the berm to try and stop the water. You can see the gap in the floor, look how the water comes rushing in here. So I'm now trying to build something here to try and stop the water from going into the property. So I'll get him to finish that off, push all that sand up against the rocks, and then find something I can plant on the other side of the rocks to, one, try and block the view and try and assist further the water being stopped. So it'd be good if we can try and go up another couple of rock levels, that's for sure. I'm not too sure we've got that many of a size we can use. But yeah, so once he's actually finished gardening, we can start levelling off. And this stuff itself, this leaf stuff, you see like carrots growing on the end of them. That's the root. They really do bury deep. And the trouble is, if you don't get them out, they keep growing back. So he's got quite a big spade, so hopefully he should be able to get all the roots out. He certainly doesn't seem to be holding back, that's for sure. So we're filling and rolling. First 8-inch a mile wet and compact. filling the next one as well. And our other one still got a bit of movement on it, so we put the black sheeting in there to attract the heat, just to try and get it dried out a bit more. We'll probably leave that till Monday because we can't get marl, because apparently COVID means they don't do Saturdays apparently. So we'll wait till Monday anyway for the extra miles. We'll get them to use that bit, shove that into these two, roll them as high as we physically can, and then we're done. And then Monday we'll come back in, get more marl delivered, and then crack on with this one. This one technically has got to be taken up to that rock. So we've got a good 3.5, 4 foot there. So yeah, more updates coming. Okay, so we were going to leave the fourth pit until Monday, but Brian decided to start filling in the meantime anyway, so now I've got some marl in, and the marl itself is now being rolled for the first time. So again, 8 inches, wet, compact, pretty much taking this up to level now, and the back one, still got another wall to go on top, but we've now running out of time, so it'll probably be a Monday thing now. But obviously we've created a slope. So we still need to put more in there as well. Just couldn't get in there, so now that they've rolled that, we'll be able to get the bobcat in there and better feel. But yeah, very rocky this one. So need to go back over it at some point soon. Compactor didn't work this morning, meant to be turned up to repair it at 10 o'clock, didn't show, so gone is under that. So we'll have to get that removed, replaced. And then it's literally the rest of this Monday, Tuesday, so fingers crossed we get it cracked out by Tuesday latest. That's the plan.